Good morning, gang. Happy Saturday morning. All right. Do you see it coming? Because it's coming. And whether or not you're aware of it, you're going to be in the middle of it soon enough. We've talked countless times, I guess, if you will, about the growing love of violence of the left. And eventually they're going to cross a line. And then it's going to get worse. We're close. And you ask me why I say that. No, it's not hyperbole. It's not fear-mongering. It's fact. Okay, here's the deal. If you saw the other day, the Department of Homeland Security and ICE went in and raided a marijuana grow house. I mean, a huge corporate entity. Now, totally legal entity, no problem. I'm not a pro-marijuana person, but just because it's legal doesn't mean I have to do it. Let's put it this way, all right? I don't want to participate, but it's legal, okay, to grow marijuana, to sell marijuana in these dispensaries in a lot of states. But ICE and DHS went in, not because it was a grow house, but because the employees were illegals. And so, okay, we're going to get rid of illegals. And of course, you had total chaos ensue, where you have people trying to escape, running around. There was one guy who was trying to escape, climbed up on top of the building, fell 30 feet. And, as he was trying to escape, of course, the left is trying to blame DHS, said they did it. No, the guy was trying to run away and wasn't smart enough to realize he couldn't jump off a building in a single bound. But they didn't arrest him. They called medevac and got him medical attention. Okay, that was the punishment, if you will, for running away. They helped him. Okay. Of course, once he's back on his feet, if he's an illegal, he's going to be arrested. Okay. But where it gets worse, well, let's give you the second part first. So then also in California, go figure, Karen Bass, the mayor of Los Angeles, is still pushing back against deporting illegals, to the point where she announced yesterday that she's going to be distributing cash cards, ATM cards, to illegals for a couple of $100 a piece because, they can't go to work, and how are they going to eat? And then, of course, comes up and says, this isn't going to be tax dollars, like you have any of those, okay? It's all going to be money coming from philanthropic societies, donations. Okay, so we have people, obviously, with a couple of extra bucks, who are donating to break the law. Got it. It's called accessory, just in case you want to know. All right. So yes, you could now find yourself in a little bit of legal trouble when this all comes down. But the response to the leftist violence is what is the big news on all of this. Now we know we've seen the videos of people at protests throwing firecrackers, throwing rocks, throwing bottles, throwing Molotov cocktails, swinging weapons at ICE agents. We've seen the pictures, the videos of these mobsters throwing rocks, bottles, anything they can find, bricks, at ICE vehicles, right? And the cops just kind of have to take it. ICE, whoever, FBI. And they just protect themselves and whatever. Until yesterday when Trump saw it firsthand and came out. And this is where I say, listen to what's being said. Trump granted total authorization to ICE agents to protect themselves. Now, then he comes out, those key words, total authorization. And what was the first thought that went through your head when I said that? It's probably the same as mine. Then he comes out and says, quote, I'm giving total authorization for ICE to protect itself, just like they protect the public. I never want to see a car carrying a law enforcement officer attacked again. Authorization immediately granted for arrest and incarceration. Okay. However, that's kind of trying to tone it down because maybe Trump thought at the same time, it's like, ooh, that might be a problem. I'm all for this arrest and incarceration. I'm sorry. Don't tell me this is a peaceful protest when you're throwing bricks. Don't tell me that this is your right to free speech when you're throwing rocks. No, it's not, okay? That is violent behavior with the intent to do bodily harm. That's a crime. So do they arrest these people? I hope so. Do they incarcerate these people? I hope so. And just in case anybody comes up and says, oh, this is California, they won't do anything. Attacking a federal officer is a federal crime, not a state crime. So this would go to federal court, not state court. Doesn't mean, obviously, we know we have plenty of federal judges who are completely corrupt and activist judges and support all this crap. But just like the Democrats can go judge shopping, I'm hoping DHS and ICE does the same thing. Oh, okay, we're going to this judge, hang 'em high, Fred. That'll be a good start. Okay. The only worry I have with all of this is total authorization. As we've said many times, this is a snowball rolling downhill, picking up speed, picking up snow. What happens when somebody throws a rock and the ICE agent turns around and shoots them? Right? I had total authorization to protect myself. I agree, he does. Okay? And it wouldn't shed a tear for 1 second when this happens. Because without a system of laws in a country, it happens about once a month. Without a system of laws in a country, you fail to become a country. You need to have you need to have borders. You need to have a common language. You need to have common currency. You need to have a system of laws. These leftists, these communists, these socialist Democrats, as they like to call themselves, are anarchists. And anarchy is a great way to destroy a country. But ultimately, that's their intent. They want to destroy a country. Remember the phrase, build back better? Well, before you can build something, you got to tear it down first. That's what they're trying to do, with the help of many rhinos. Okay? It's going to come to a head very soon, I think, because once you have the first Border Patrol agent, ICE agent, whatever, shoot one of these protesters, the rest of the country is going to see it as open season. The protesters are then going to think, oh, we can shoot back. They've already been doing it. I told you about that a couple of days ago. Shot the one guy in the neck. Now we wind up with a shooting war. And let me ask you this. For all those people who are anti-uniparty and the governments and everything, if it comes down to a point of protesters who support illegals or Palestine or anything like that, terrorists, versus the government, which side are you going to be on when the bullets start flying? It's something to think about. Because I'll tell you what, as much as we all, the population, I'm saying, the entire country, distrusts government and does not think they are looking out for our best interest, in this particular battle, I'm certainly not siding with the protesters. I want every freaking illegal out of here. And if you want to keep them, I'm more than happy to get you out of here too. You want to go with them to Mexico, to Haiti, to El Salvador, to Sudan? I don't care, right? But no, they aren't staying by hook or by crook. Pinball out.